I love AI. You love AI. And let's be honest, kila mtu Nairobi amechangamkia hii kitu. If you're a dev or even just someone unapiga shughuli zako hapa town, AI has become the ultimate plug. But have you actually seen the numbers? Kenya isn't just using AI, we are obsessed with it. According to the July 2025 reports, Kenya is the number one user of ChatGPT in the world. Not top 5 in Africa, number one globally. Yani, 42% of us are on ChatGPT every single month. We've beaten the US, the UK, and even tech giants like China. And unlike those other countries wenye wanatumia AI kutengeneza memes na picha za uongo, don't get me wrong, I know we do here in Kenya. And here's an example of what I'm talking about.
I am tired and I have accepted I have failed to rule this country. 2027 is too far. I have accepted it is one term.
I know that's one crazy example, but we are using it for work, to study, and to find ways to make money. Hi, I'm Peddy, and I want us to have a real talk, a deep dive into what this actually means for us. Because as much as it feels like we are winning the tech race as Kenya, kuna vile hii story inanuka kama trap kidogo. Let's get into it. So, being number one sounds good for our ego. Sounds great. But are we actually getting smarter, or are we just outsourcing our brains? Is this the Silicon Savannah rising, or are we witnessing a digital lobotomy? Yani, a situation where we stop thinking for ourselves and let a bot in San Francisco run our lives. Leo, let's look at the dark side of these stats, because while we are busy celebrating, we might be walking straight into a crisis, especially with the elections just around the corner. So let's get into the scary part. Tukiwa hapa in March 2026, we are essentially 17 or 18 months away from the 2027 general election. And if you think the propaganda of 2022 was bad, jua hujui. Last year in 2025, we saw that viral video of Uhuru Kenyatta purportedly saying he's coming back for a third term in 2027. It looked real. It sounded like him, but it was 100% AI generated. That was a test run.
I have received a lot of requests to vie again for president in 2027. I hear most of you miss me and miss my leadership skills. I will answer this question on December 25th this year to tell you whether I will vie or not.
And do you remember this story from back in 2022? One of the biggest stories was when President Ruto's digital team shared a photo of a massive crowd in Embakasi. Everyone was shocked by the numbers until people did a reverse search and realized hiyo picha ilikuwa imetolewa Zimbabwe kitambo. Back then, it was embarrassing because it was easy to catch. You just needed a simple Google search to prove that they were borrowing crowds to fix their optics. But guys, that was 2022. Hiyo ilikuwa like the analog deception. Today in 2026, a politician doesn't need to steal a photo from Zimbabwe. They have AI. Imagine a candidate holds a rally in a small village and only 50 people show up. Inakaa vibaya on social media, yeah? But now they can easily take that photo, run it through an AI tool, and crowd fill it. Suddenly, the 50 people look like 50,000. And you know the worst part is they can even change the shirts to their party colors, add flags, and even make a crowd look like they were cheering wildly. So, kuwa rada, we all know in Kenya we vote based on momentum. We want to be on the winning side. So if you see a sea of people on TikTok or X, na unadhani umse amechukua nchi, just know it might not be a real crowd. In tune as a, an AI generated image. So karada. Huku Kenya, we all have a major weakness. That forward button on our social media apps. Sisi ni wale wase tukitumiwa kitu WhatsApp on those family groups or even, our friend groups, tunaiamini immediately. We don't fact check, we just react. And that's the fact of things, yeah? And that is what exactly politicians and troll farms are counting on. They want to rage bait us. Imagine it's the night before the election, you get a voice note on WhatsApp. It's the voice of your candidate, exactly in their tone, their accent, and even their breathing. And in that clip, they're saying, watu wangu, nimejitoa kwa hii race, pigeni kura watu wengine. What happens? Kenyans will instantly fall for it. Okay, not all, but some. But the fact that some people fall for it is actually disturbing. By the time the real candidate goes on TV or on social media to deny it, millions of people have already seen it and have reacted, have forwarded it. Yani isharibika. This is voice cloning, and in 2026, it takes less than 30 seconds of audio to steal someone's identity. It's not just about politics, it's about destabilizing the whole country. Gava sai inajaribu kupitisha the AI Bill of 2026 to criminalize such things, but laws are slow and technology is fast. We are the number one users of AI, but we are also the most vulnerable because hatuna ile culture ya kuverify. So, ukireceive hiyo video ama audio yenye inakaa too good to be true or too scandalous, ask yourself, is this actually happening or am I being played by a bot? Because if we keep believing everything we see, 2027 won't just be an election, it will be a digital civil war. So let's talk about your brain kidogo. The report says 42% of us are using AI for utility. This means we are using it for work and for study. But let's be honest with each other. Ni wangapi kati yetu bado tunajua kuandika that simple report bila kufungua ChatGPT kwanza? This is what I call the digital lobotomy. If the machine is doing the thinking, the planning, and the writing, what are you doing? You're just a copy-paste assistant. In Kenya, we pride ourselves on kujituma and the ingenuity. But AI is making us lazy. Let's be honest. Inafanya akili yako ifreeze. If you don't use your mental muscle, itapotea. We are becoming a nation of high-tech users with low-tech brains. It's funny. But do you know what's funnier? We are the number one users as Kenya. But do we own even 1% of the tech? No. Kila prompt una type, kila business strategy una generate, you are giving away Kenyan data to a company elsewhere, not in Kenya. This is digital neocolonialism. Yani, it's like we are back in the day to export raw materials alafu tunabuy the finished products back at 10 times the price. Don't forget history. Before we were the top users, we were actually the digital cleaners. Wakenya wenzetu were being paid peanuts to read the most disgusting content on the internet just to make ChatGPT safe for the rest of the world. Sisi ndo tulijenga hii kitu na jasho yetu, lakini leo we are just subscribers. If OpenAI decides to raise the price to 10K a month, or even if they decide to block Kenya tomorrow, uchumi yetu yote itasimama because we've built our entire utility on rented ground. We are in the driver's seat, but the engine belongs to Sam Altman. Na ukisha kuwa dependent kwa engineer mwingine, you're not the leader. You are a hostage. So, where does that leave us? Being the number one user of ChatGPT in the world is a double-edged sword. On one hand, inaonyesha vile Wakenya tuko na njaa ya success. We don't wait for anyone's permission. we take the tools and we run with them. That utility over entertainment mindset is what will build the future of this country. But on the other hand, we have to be very careful. If we use AI to replace our thinking instead of enhancing it, tunajitega wenyewe. Especially as we approach 2027, we cannot afford to be a nation that just believes whatever pops up on screen. My challenge to you today is simple. Be like the anti-forward person. Ukiona hiyo video ya mwanasiasa au that audio yenye inakaa off, don't send it to everyone. Stop the spread kidogo. Pause kidogo, analyze it, kuwa mjanja, usikue fan. And by the way, this is like on both sides of the aisle, any opposition and also the government themselves, especially Gava, because with the affordable bloggers, like it's for them, it's money over ethics, right? We see like Gava inapoa so much money. If you go on X, you can easily spot a government blogger, the affordable bloggers, and sana they like leveraging on AI to create content that the masses can take. But just kuwa mjanja kidogo. Don't just be a fan. Yeah. And even for the Nairobi hustlers ukonje, the creators and the entrepreneurs, just be original. Don't let your business plan look like every other guys in the world. Add that flavor, add that unique Kenyan gift yenye bought highways land. Yeah. So going back to this, we are the number one users, but let's prove that we can be the number one thinkers as well. Anyway, hiyo ndo story yangu ya leo. What do you think? Are you worried about the 2027 deepfakes? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, drop your comments hapo chini. Let's get that voice from you. I'd be very curious to know what you guys are thinking, and also please do subscribe. It's very important. If you like this content, please do subscribe. Thank you and have a lovely week.